we go. Oh my goodness, what a start to the show. Chris Nycon there with Ship Descending. So many layers to this, loads of texture. It reminded me a lot of the sort of tech trance from later on, like Brian Kearney kind of stuff almost. And then it's got the side trance elements in there as well. Really, really nice and very memorable and very different. I think this is something that is and should be celebrated, is when someone is actively making music that is outside of the norm for this genre. So in many ways, arrangement, sound choices, not sticking to, you know, a specific genre and it being easily placed into that genre category. I think that's important. Yeah, Mark likes it as well. Yeah, it sounded really nice. It sounded very full. All good use of the spectrum. Frequency spectrum. And yeah, I really liked it. Do you know a good sign of a sign of a good track as well is the fact that you didn't feel the need to stick a vocal over the top of it. It's strong without it. Yeah, it took me on a journey as well. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. Danny's just subscribed for 13 months. Mate, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you for supporting me. I love you. I know it's been longer than that because you've got a different account now. Yeah, Chris, just keep on being you, please. More of the same. I like this. Currently working on an album. Good. Good. I can't wait to hear it. Awesome. I'm really proud of you, mate. Thank you for sending it in. Make sure you guys go and follow. If you're watching this back on YouTube, if you go to the description, you will find Chris's SoundCloud in there. Get in touch with him if it's something that you like. You might want to do a collab with him. You might want to sign some of his work. Or, you know, anything. Anything can happen. Why we've got to put ourselves out there, gang. It's not easy being vulnerable and showing people your art, but got to be done. Digital Dreams DJS knows this. So we had Damien, who is Digital Dreams DJS, on the show last weekend. And that was because I have an album of his on Transportal Digital, which is out now. And you can go and stream it or buy it by following the link at !Digital Dreams. There you go. Go and have a listen to that. Okay, next up we've got Jason Nawty, So Damn Tough, and this is the DJ Campbell 12-inch Donkers remix. Here we go.
ready?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So that was Jason Nawty, So Damn Tuff, and that was the DJ Kambels remix. So for those of you that don't know, hi John Stargate. How you doing, mate? Thank you again for last night. So for those of you that don't know, by the way, go and follow DJ Kambels right now. Hi Steve. Oh, everyone's here now. Yay! I love Kambels stuff. I've always loved Kambels stuff. And it must be really difficult being DJ Kambels because we've come to expect a certain standard and a certain mental kind of like build up and drops and stuff. But he always delivers. And I really like this. It reminded me of a lot of the bounce that I used to play back in the day, and a lot of the newer stuff as well, like the Tom Berry stuff, and Justin Daniels and that kind of stuff. It is, yeah, just getting warm, smoking Bert Cooper, exactly. Status Hope, welcome in, by the way. Yeah, and I love that. I love that sound. You can't help but be moved by it, one way or the other. You know, even if you don't like it, you're still moved by it. So there we go. But yeah, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Kambels, for sending that in. Please, guys, make sure you go and follow DJ Kambels. Next up, we have got A.D.E and Digital Mafia. This is Adrian Sterrett, who's done a track with Digital Mafia. And this track is called Money in the Burner. Listen.
The weekend is landed. All that exists now. Clubs, drugs, pubs, and parties. close off from the world, man. I'm gonna blow steam out of my head like a screaming kettle. I'm gonna talk cod shit to strangers all night. I'm gonna lose the plot on the dance floor. The free radicals inside me are freaking, man. Tonight I'm G.W.R. I'm Peter Popper. I'm going to Never Neverland with my chosen family, man. We're gonna get more spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did. Anything could happen tonight, you know? This could be the best night of my life. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm gonna wax the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me! Yeah! Radicals inside me are freaking, man. Tonight I'm G.W.R. I'm Peter Popper. I'm going to Never Neverland with my chosen family, man. We're going to get more space out than Neil Armstrong ever did. Anything can happen tonight, you know? This could be the best night of my life. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm going to wax the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me! Yeah! All that exists now is clubs, drugs, pubs and parties. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm gonna wax the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me!
Yeah, I really like that. I think that's a really strong hard house tune. Obviously, I absolutely adore Digital Mafia's productions anyway, and that tune is no exception. So, hang on, I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, it's gone. No, foiled again. I liked the kind of nod to Tony DeVito, The Dawn. I heard the human traffic sample and thought, it doesn't matter what I thought. It was done incredibly well and loved it. Yeah, it's not for everyone, that sample. It's been used in a lot of different tunes. It's not something that I'd personally use in a track, but I really thought it suited this track. And I know that many people have got a really strong nostalgic feel towards that film as well. I was a bit about that film, so I'm not that bothered about that vocal. But I still understand that other people really enjoy that. Oh, what's that? Oh, thank you, Gary. Thank you very much for donating on my Ko-fi. Thank you. I've literally just put that up. So it's my birthday in July. And so some of you will know, streamers like myself, we use something called Ko-fi. Ko-fi is a really good way for you to donate to us or tip us without any fees through Twitch or anything like that. So what you send us, we literally get. So that's where I do my, like, any fundraising that I'm doing for myself. If I'm doing charity fundraising, it's through just giving and platforms like that. But for myself, when it's my birthday, and you guys, a lot of you like to help me get certain stuff for the studio. So yeah, there is a Ko-fi link there if you want to. Don't feel like you have to. It's completely optional. I am raising. I'll put a goal up there for maybe a drum machine. For my, yeah, like a drum machine or something. But whatever happens, it's always really helpful for bills and stuff like that, because it is a hard slog being a full-time content creator, as we're called now, DJ, music teacher, going back into full education as well, and being a full-time parent. So if you guys want to, please feel free to go and use that link and save yourself some money using that one instead of sending bits or subs, which are also great, but we do Twitch takes a big cut off there. So, but yeah, thank you again to Gary for sending me some money on that as well towards my drum machines. Thank you. Hello, Stewie, and hello to Heathy. Yeah, like I said, this track, I love the production of it. Really fun. It's a really fun tune. Adrian, I think this is really good experience for you making a track as well, especially with Digital Mafia. Dave is a very, very good close friend of mine. I've made many tunes with him myself. He is a fountain of knowledge when it comes to music. There is nothing he doesn't know about making music. And if any of you guys are wanting an engineer for your tracks, if you've got an idea for a track and you're either not a music producer yourself or your skills aren't quite there yet, then don't let that stop you. Please feel okay with going in with a really well experienced engineer and turning your ideas into finished tracks, because you will learn so much by going in with an engineer. There is no stigma in using an engineer for your music. I think the only time that people have an issue, and I'm one of these people, is when people use ghost producers. So they basically, there's nothing wrong with using a ghost producer as well, per se, like on the side of the ghost producers, because a lot of my friends are ghost producers. However, I have a bit of an issue with when people lie. I don't like people that lie about making music when they don't make music. And do you know what? It's not necessarily because it makes them a liar, because they might not be a liar on other things. I actually feel bad for them. I think that they're going to set themselves up for a fall. And it can be quite dangerous, because I'll explain why. So when people lie, they have to uphold that lie. And if anyone knows about the lie, if that person who's doing the lie is a manipulative or violent even person, or in any way, liable to hurt others, maybe that it could be career-wise or actually hurt them, which is very, very, very rare, but sometimes it can happen. Those people will do anything to uphold that lie. So I find it quite, I don't know, I don't like that aspect of the industry at all. I don't like people lying about what they do. And the other thing as well about it is it's very, very easy to know when someone is lying about making their own music, because you just need to have a conversation with them about how they group their leads, bus or whatever, or just ask them what their favourite plugins are or whatever, and you'll soon pretty quickly build a picture up of, okay, this person actually doesn't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I know a few of you in the chat are kind of like, yeah, I understand. And yeah, you do need to have a good memory to be a good liar as well. But the problem I find is it can be dangerous, because then you get ego involved, and there's a lot of ego in the industry as it is. But I don't think there's any issue at all with having someone engineer your music for you. I think if you have an engineer make your ideas come to life, one, you are supporting someone who spent a very long time learning how to be a good engineer. Two, you keep the standard of music, the quality of music high by doing that. And three, you can sleep well at night knowing you're not a lying piece of shit. So that's what I reckon. And I'm not even drunk yet. I'm just looking through some of your... Yeah, don't be a Jeffrey, innit, Richie? Oh, my God. I had a guy like that on my streams as Control 4 official. He claimed to be a pilot and a good sound producer, and I believed him. Of course we believe them. Of course we believe them. We'll always believe you to begin with. But just rest assured, like, eventually we'll talk to you about something and we'll be like, what? Because you'll fuck up at some point. So, like whom? Like who uses ghost producers? Oh no! Don't get me into that. No, I'm not going to make myself into a target. No, you can ask me offline though, and I'll tell you. Lewis might be right, but I will not confirm or deny. But like I said, some of these people, I think sometimes, you know, especially when you're getting to the echelons of the superstar DJs, they're in a position where they kind of can't stop releasing music, or they need people to help them with the music. So it's just my opinion. I don't know all of the ins and outs. I just personally think that it's stupid to lie about stuff, because all you need to do is learn how to do it, or just use an engineer and be okay with it. Do you know who did use an engineer and no one gives a shit? Tony DeVete. Tony DeVete did all of his music with Simon Parks. Simon Parks was the engineer. No one thinks, oh, Tony DeVete is a shill. So, yeah, every single track that Tony DeVete ever made, I'm pretty sure, was with Simon Parks. Simon Parks was the engineer. And that is absolute common knowledge and not a problem. No one has an issue with that. Because Tony DeVete and Simon, I know Simon well, and Simon will tell you himself, he couldn't do anything unless Tony DeVete was in the studio with him, giving him direction and telling him the sounds that he wants in there and the way that he wants it to be, he wanted the track to be. Like, that's the dance between the creative one, and the more engineering, you know, actually getting it down. And that's why those kind of collaborations work really well as well. You'll find that with a lot of duo acts and stuff. You have one that's like the kind of like the it's like Pinky in the Brain, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, it's brilliant. You always find that with really good business owners. You will have the creative thinker, and then you'll have the action orientated one. Ammo and Andy from the Tidy Boys is a good example. Ammo is blue sky thinking, creative director of Tidy Tracks, gets the ideas, and the ideas then get actioned and done by people like Andy, who are great at logistics and getting things finalised and done. And that's why we need people who have got those kinds of brains in all walks of life. Not just music, but businesses, politics, You need left and you need right. Because, and it's very similar to left hemisphere, right hemisphere, left brain, right brain. It's all duality. It's all yin and yang. It's the dance between the two, and that's why we all need each other. So there. Yeah. It's true though. It's true. Okay, good talk. Next track is... Hang on, did I give you Adrian's SoundCloud? I'm going to give you Adrian's SoundCloud, but I also want to give you Digital Mafia's as well. Wait there a second. Yeah, please go and follow Digital Mafia as well. Awesome engineer. And as I was saying before, if you want to make music, please go in with someone like Dave, aka Digital Mafia, because it will be a great experience for you. You'll have a track done at the end of it, and you'll learn so much. You'll learn so much in that time. So PGL79 says diploma in music engineering is a bonus. Yes and no. As a lot of you will know, I am in the educational side for music production as well. I did a foundation degree in music production. I did a BTEC National Diploma in music production like 20 odd years ago. Also done a BA Honours, which I finished 2 years ago, and I'll be doing my Masters in music production this year. However, tangent time. However, I do that because I personally work better when I have projects set for me with time constraints. And I also want to do educational stuff in the future. And it's easier for me to be in that space when I have the accolades and the certificates for that. But in terms of creativity and actually being able to do stuff, you really do not need to go into the educational side of things in order to gain all of that. You just need to sit down and do it. You don't need to go to school in order to learn that. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I learned at uni, some of it was really important because there were things that I'd skipped over that I didn't really understand on a really integral level, such as compression to a degree. But the thing is about compression, compression can be quite a very ambiguous subject in itself anyway, and the best way to learn about anything in music production is going to be just doing it and then learning yourself. But you really don't need to be just because you have got a certificate that says that you've got a distinction in electronic music production. No one in the industry is going to give you a job because of that. Or no one is going to really go, oh, yeah, okay, well, I'll sign your music to my label. They ain't going to give a shit about your fucking certificate. They're just bothered about if the track's a bop or not. That's it. So there we go. Compression has many types. It does indeed. And there's so many types. There's so many things that aren't really. We had one class on mid-side compression. I had one class on mid-side EQ, and that one class, if I'd have been off for that day, we wouldn't have covered it. It's not enough. Exactly. It was just literally skimming over the top of it. We didn't even really use it in an example. So the best way to understand about like mid-side compression, parallel compression, serial compression, mid-side EQ, anything, all of the above. Dynamic EQ is to make a fucking tune and see what it sounds like with and without it, A-being it. And it's situational, whether or not it works. So it could actually be not dangerous. It could actually be counterproductive to someone thinking, oh, that mid-side EQ made my track sound worse. Or that mid-side compression made everything sound really shit or really like too wide and then it got lost in mono or whatever. You know, it might be that would then put you off using it ever again because it didn't work in the class, you know. So everything has to be done situationally, and that takes time, and it takes experience. So yeah. Also, sometimes less is more, says Digital Industries. It's very true. Very true. But you need to know that through going too far, don't you? You need to. Anytime that, like, okay, so a really simple example of that would be, you know, when you first start making music and you just put far too much reverb on everything. It's like a thing that everyone does in the beginning. You just wash everything with reverb. But then you learn not to do that, and then you bring it back, or then you don't even need to, you feel like, oh, I'm not even going to bother using reverb because it's just something that you do, and then you do it for everything. Or the very first time you started using saturation on stuff and you started using FabFilter Saturn, and you're like, oh, that sounds mint. So you go and put it on everything. And because you put it on everything, it's then far too much and everything sounds terrible. You know, but this is the natural way of learning about music production, is to overdo it, overcook it, go too far, rein it back in again. So knowing less is more is impossible to know until you've made that mistake. Really, really, really important part of becoming a good producer. Every producer is a high-order mathematician, whether they know it or not. I'm not. I'm not. I get what you're saying. I just think that that's really funny. I think you can. I think if you want to be safe with it, if you know, like if you know your reverb times and, you know, by numbers and again, like if you want to do that, obviously you can, or you can just listen with your ears and know if something sounds all right or not. I think sometimes it depends what kind of a person you are. If you like this solidness and the safety of knowing through the numbers that you've put, you know, that everything is, you know, delay times and things like that, then absolutely. But I quite like the humanization aspect of music so that it doesn't sound like that. But it can be important to know that if you've got any issues with the muddy bottom end and things like that. So yeah, I've read that somewhere, says Control 4. Thought it sounded cool. It does. I can count to 4 as well. Okay, next up we have got Perfect Poise, and this is Extraction. Here we go.
has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate. I know how to search your mind and find your secrets, because I am the most skilled extractor.
Oh, mate, what a cool tune. Do you know the bar is so high today on the show? I loved that. Loved it. The only thing that I would mention, and it's a really small thing, is the intro. The intro was not really what I expected from... Yeah, because you've got like, how long is it? There's 30 seconds of like really small percussion, like this noise, and then that. I would start here. That's where I would start from when it kicks in with the actual kick. Because the other stuff, do you know what the main reason is? Is because when DJs are gain staging how loud something is in the headphones, they won't be able to hear that when they're queuing it up, when they're setting up the mix. So what you end up doing is they'll end up like putting the sound up really high and then blowing their ears when it actually comes in. So in order to stop that from happening, I wouldn't have it that low. And then have it so high when the kick comes in and all the rest of your stuff. I would just start it from where that kick is, if that makes sense. Hi, Silence. Oh, did we have a raid? Thank you. Oh, mate, welcome in, raiders. Come on in, guys. We are doing the demo drop today. So for those of you that know, Yeah, at least it'd be the loudest track. Yeah. We'll blow the speakers, but yeah, that's all I would say. That was all I would say is don't have it so low in volume, because when it does come in after 30 seconds, I would have completely chopped out that bit. Like I would have set a cue point at when that actual kick comes in at that point. So yeah, it's just that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I would say. The rest of it, I absolutely loved it. I didn't like it. I loved it. Such a cool tune. And some of you were saying at the same time as well that it had a G.W.R influence. I didn't pick up on that straight away. I guess it has, but if it does, then it's not like a like-for-like copy. It's definitely got its own flavour, and it's got a great chord progression. It's got a great melodic progression to it, should I say. And I loved it. Yeah, really, really good tune. Really good tune. Really nice, really interesting. Lots of nice energy switch ups, taking you on a journey through sound. There you go. Did you like that? I am my own delay effect. Echo. Help. Over here. No, over there. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Go. Stop. So silly. God. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's as realistic as it gets. Well, apart from an actual delay. No, an actual echo. Do we have delays in real life? We don't, do we? We have reverb in real life. Okay, no, hang on. We do have, like, echo, don't we? If you're in, like, we have reflections of reverb. Yeah. Cover your mouth and your hand when you do echo. Hello. Oh my god. Perfect Poise says, well, G.W.R was one of my inspirations from back in the day. May, that's so cool. That really is cool. I loved this tune, and I love a lot of your stuff anyway, as you know. So please keep sending it in. And you guys need to go and follow Perfect Poise. And speaking of people that you need to go and follow, Cywents, once again, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you, mate. If anyone from my end is not already following Cywents, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you're obviously not living it to its capacity. So go and follow Cywents, please. Thank you very much. Maybe one day, if you try hard enough, chat, you'll be able to be your own echo chamber as well. Do you want me to do it again? Ready? 3, 2, 1. The A.D.E echo chamber. There we are. Awesome. It was so convincing. Like, just close your eyes now and pretend, let's all pretend that we're in a deep, dark cave. Head a gorge, maybe. Somewhere in the distance, we hear twat. What are you doing in here with that hammer? It's been a long day. It's been a very long day today. Next. Digital industries. Cunt is such a good word. I don't know how many times I can say that on YouTube, so I'm not going to say it again. Okay, here we go. This is Digital Industries Neon Soul. Here we go. Wow, great attention to detail at the end of the track as well. I prefer that over a fade out. Nice. Shout out there to Digital Industries, who is in the chat right about now. Danny, as usual, very, very, very impressed. I love all the stuff that you do. You are you're one of those people, right, that I'll always have time for your art, and I'll always, do my best to plug the stuff that you do. You obviously, I know this, but many of you might not know that Danny is a amazing machina producer who's recently sent me his latest releases on the label. Go and find him. Hang on. Check this out for artwork. How cool is that? Music mastered in artwork by Digital Industries. So cool. Council Pop Records. Honestly, he's just... It annoys me because these are people who put their heart and soul, and I'm not just using that in an X Factory kind of a way, they literally do. And I am so surprised that you're not like constantly touring and, you know, or whatever. That's how good I think your music is. But I'll always have it on the show. I know that isn't the definition of success either. What I mean by that is I just want you to be in a position where you could just do this as your main job all day, every day, and not have to go to a job that doesn't involve music, for example. That's more what I mean. But yeah, I love your stuff. I will be doing a separate video soon highlighting these releases and where you can go and get them from. Digital Industry says, I find it always a struggle to promo, my big weakness, so always been a hobby. Yep. A lot of the people that I know who are amazing producers, musicians, artists, are unable to kind of like break through because they might be neuroatypical, is what we call it these days. We used to just say, don't suffer fools gladly. You can't be asked with all of that. Like Guy's one of those people as well, my other half, Guyver. He just wants to be left to his own devices a lot of the time. You know, I don't make him come out to my gigs. Again, you know what we were saying before about good partnerships being yin and yang. He's very introvert, I'm extrovert. Even though I am introvert for big periods of time as well, that's like the main. I can cope much better being around people for longer periods of time, and I enjoy that experience. Whereas a lot of you guys are like, you know, you just want to do your music, you know, and all the rest of this stuff gets in the way. All this promotion, all this needing to be a content creator. Now it's almost as if the music becomes a side hustle. The music is now less important. It's all about the views, the likes, the popularity. Yeah, an omnivert. I call it an ambivert. But I guess omnivert would be the same thing as well. DJ Millard says, Amber, does music pay anymore? Seems like labels take bigger cuts and the producers don't see much money. And DJ gigs, unless you're known, seem to be sometimes a non-starter. Very good question and very convoluted to answer. However, I can tell you as a label owner myself, I take, it's a normal amount, which is 50-50. So you do a 50-50 split with the artist. I am a very small independent record label owner. So for mine, I have a payout for anything over like 20 quid. So some labels are like, unless it's over 50 quid, they won't give you any money. Mine's 20 quid. So after you've made £20 from sales, I'll send you your money. But a lot of labels won't do that until you get to like 200 quid at least, something like that. Some don't do that. I think Tidy's really good. Tidy do around about £25 and you get your payout as well for that. But the labels don't get, well, my level labels don't get a lot of money. I can't tell you for hip hop and, you know, pop, like BMG, Sony, all that kind of thing. That they obviously are completely different. I think what you mean, I assume that you're on about dance music labels, unless you're like one of the really big ones. If you're a small independent record label, you won't be getting a lot either. So it is It is a hard slog. But my belief is that the reason why I have my record labels is so that I can get people who have a lot of talent their first step on the ladder to get them taken seriously. Because as soon as you've got a track that's been signed to a record label, it's easier to get on radio. It's easier to get funding. It's easier to be able to start a career because you'll be on Spotify. So there's something called social proof. So when you start getting social proof, that's when things will start to happen for you. A manager might take you on, an agency might take you on. So that's my role as a record label owner, is to help my artists become visible. I can't take anyone all the way because of being a small artist with a very small budget. No budget. No budget. So everything that I do in terms of promotion and stuff is out my own pocket, and on my own platforms like this show. So that's how I can help my artists. So, yeah. I always find it hard to get on BBC introducing. Out of all my tracks, one was ever played in over 8 years. Yeah, it can be difficult because there's a lot of people sending their music in to BBC introducing. But yeah, once you're on the radar and they have your email address in there. I know this because I've recently been working with the BBC again, and I had this chat with someone at BBC introducing, and they said that, like, once that you're on their radar and that email address, make sure you're using the same email address that has been used when you have had something played, because that will be fast tracked. Yeah, to answer your question, music of this level doesn't really pay, but what it can do is allow you visibility. DJ gigs are where you would get more money from and keep that money. So that's why you'll find a lot of artists, a lot of DJs are making and releasing music in order to get more, which can also become a problem because it makes music disposable. So yeah, it's a weird one. Mark Ross says, I think you need to make 3-minute long kind of tracks with BBC introducing also. Maybe that's actually a good point. It might be better to send a radio edit. That's a really good point. So yeah. PGL says, I'm not really bothered. The dream was better as a dream than the reality of it. Possibly. Again, we've talked about this before, about the definition of success. What do you define as being success? You know, success can sometimes be as simple as waking up and making your bed and, you know, just having a day where nothing bad happens. That can be successful. Hi, Rennie. Yeah, exactly, Rennie. Yeah, getting out of bed in the morning. That is as simple as it needs to be sometimes. And I think as soon as we start to feel apprehension, resentment at the scene, at the fact that we aren't making it as quickly as we expect or want, that's going to put so many stops on it. So many stops. I find that being appreciative for what I have is so much better than being resentful. And the other thing that I know to be true is collaboration, community, and knowing that you're not going to do this on your own. You need people. So if you are one of those people that, you know, likes to be at home and do your own thing, it's going to be a lot harder. The people that go out there and they do become successful are the ones that just showed up over and over again. It's not always about talent. It's about the people who are in the right places, in lucky places. So if you want to be lucky, because a lot of it is luck orientated, you've got to be in the right places. You've got to go out there. You've got to speak to people. So it's embarrassing having hole in your trainers as a producer releasing on labels. What do you mean? Literally having a hole in your trainers. Yep, I've been there. I was on working tax credits not long back. We were on universal credit for a while. When my mental health was at its worst, and we're talking 8 to 10 years ago, it took a long time for me to turn it around, and I did. But I had an idea. I had a vision in my head of what I wanted to happen. But I remember for many, many, many years, my tax return would be, when you put how much turnover you've made in a year, £2,000 in a whole year. And that happened multiple years in a row. So what you're seeing now is an accumulation of sorting my shit out, dealing with my mental health issues slowly in private over time, and finding my own way and not relying on anyone else to do it for me. So I went to ground and I learned how to do live streaming. I learned how to do music production. I helped others. I didn't expect anyone else to do anything for me, and I eventually worked it out. I think one of the best things ever was going into, like with tax credits, sometimes they pull you up, and I think someone had reported me. I think this is what happened, but I'm not sure. But someone was saying that I wasn't actually who I was. So I had to go into the courts and prove that I was an artist, that I was doing this job as a DJ. And I remember I went in with like my website, well, not my website, I didn't even have a website then. I had my fan page on Facebook, gig invoices, and then also a part of it was, what is your 3-year plan? And that was how I actually ended up going, oh, okay, I'll start teaching. And that was really helpful for me, because it made me, instead of just waiting for gigs to come in, having this meeting, or having to go to court to prove that I was who I said I was, because you're only allowed to work like 16 hours a week when you're on working tax credits. And so I had to ascertain, they couldn't work out what I was doing, like in terms of like hours working. And I couldn't, because it's not really designed for creative people, if you've ever been on working tax credits or universal credit, because is this working? Is going to the gig working? Is thinking about ideas and putting them in Google Docs, is that working? Or is it literally just the time when you're actually making money at a gig? Is that just those hours? So it's very difficult for a creative person to put in blocks of time of, now I'm at work, now I'm not at work, because I am literally always at work. Always at work. I don't have a day off, because I don't need a day off, because I am music. Like, this is my whole life. So glad I can say that. But I had to prove I was who I said I was. And the guy, the judge, I'll always remember him saying to me, he said, okay, well, you definitely are who you say you are. He said, I don't know why you choose to do this, but you can carry on doing it. Basically, because I was making such little money for a long time, for years at a time. And we struggled so much. I remember scrabbling around for loose change to go and put money on our gas meter and our electric meter. And this bloke is saying to me, this judge was saying to me, I don't know why you want to do this, because you could just get a normal job. But I was like, no, but I have a vision of what I want to do. I have a vision. And it was only through the grace of actually having to go to this court. And in the court papers, they ask you to make a 3-year plan. That I was like, okay, oh shit, I don't have a plan. So no wonder it's like this. I need to put right brain into action because I'm more creative, like Blue Sky Kate Bushy. Kate Bushy. So I needed to be more business minded, which I never was in the past. And I'm still learning how to be business minded, but I now have a plan. I now do my accounts monthly. I now know how to budget. I know where my money's going. I know what I'm putting back into my business. And I have this plan of action. And that in itself was absolutely imperative to getting to where I am today, along with getting the mental health side of it sorted out. So, yeah. I think it has been Status Ho, yeah. Good name, by the way. But yeah, I want you all to know that is it can be a really long game. You might look at people who you might think are established, like myself, and think, well, it's all right for you to say it because you're here right now. But I have suffered. I've been extremely poor and got myself to a place now where I'm able to be comfortable, and I support a family of 4. I'm the breadwinner, if you will, of that, our family. And it's not easy, but when you have a plan, you're able to action it, and you're able to find a way through and navigate through doing it without, this constant worry and fright of, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. And we've been off Universal Credit now for 3 years, maybe 4 years. So yeah, it can happen. But have a plan. So, good talk. Good talk. No, G.W.R, we've not played your one yet. So PGL says, I'm not fit to work a normal job. Why is that? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I'm just interested. But yeah, for people that can't do normal work, it might be helpful for you to work on aspects of yourself mentally and just do one bit at a time. And recognize that, what did we say in the beginning about this whole conversation of what is success? What is success? Success is sometimes literally just getting up in the morning. Success is sometimes being able to find enough money to put money on your electricity meter. Success is finishing a tune, do it incrementally, bit by bit. And always at the end of the day, end each day in appreciation. Be thankful and also be fucking appreciative that you got through the day and did it, because you're amazing. So yeah. Next up is Mark Ross, and this is Elements.
Together, we're becoming whole. Fire, water, earth, and air. We rise as one, beyond compare. Ether binds us, tech and soul. Together, we're becoming whole, 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 whole. Fire, water, earth, and air. We rise as one, beyond compare. Ether binds us, tech and soul. Together, we're becoming whole.
There we go. That is Stereo Slaves, aka Mark Ross. Oh, I've put Mark Ross instead of Stereo Slaves. That's because I'll tell you why that is. Because I haven't done my job properly. That's why. Stereo. Why? There we go. Yay! Amateurs, I know, right? Hi to Nick Rowland. How are you doing, mate? It's good to see you. One of my favourite producers ever there, the real Nick Rowland. Related to Roland Rat. You're taking a break from remixing the sound. Are you going to send it in? Have you been making much stuff recently? it's important sometimes to take a break from music because we can end up getting quite disenchanted with the whole thing. So yeah, it can be a good. Yeah, Roland and Wright, that's the one. NR recordings. When it's done, I will. Nothing really. Work is shit because we're doing redundancies right now. Oh my God. Well, I really hope that it sorts itself out. I miss you, May. Hopefully we'll see you soon. When I'm at my dad's on my own without the kids and stuff, I will pop in and see you. Have a cup of tea. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Please feel free to give us some feedback in the chat. These tunes. Mark, I love this track. I love this style of yours. I really liked the epicness of it, the drama in it, the sounds that you're using, and I really liked that vocal as well. It was so cool. Yes, please do, Nick. Thank you. Yeah, I really like this one, Mark. Thank you for sending it in. And you guys, you need to go and follow Mark Ross over on SoundCloud, please. Yeah, I would love to hear that on a big system. That would be an epic track on a big system. Okay, next up, I've got G.W.R. and Skapes, and this is called All Day. So I think Michael told me that he was having an issue getting this track signed, and he wants to know why. So we're going to help him with that. Here we go. There we go. That is G.W.R. and Skapes. All Day. Epic tune. I really liked it. It's very current sounding. No, Lewis, you are welcome to put in your 2 pence. That's what this show is all about. It's about getting your opinions for the music. It's feedback. As long as the feedback is not your music sucks, you twat, or something like that. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine to say. No. Do you know what? It's don't be scared of putting your opinion if you're not a music producer, because there's a really weird thing, right? With music producers, we just say what we're thinking from a music producer point of view, and that's not always right. So people that listen to music, the end user, your feedback is absolutely priceless. So, and I'll give you an example. Guy's mum is the person who Guy listens to most when it comes to feedback. When he's making an album, once he's happy and it's got most of the shape to it, Guy's mum comes round here and she listens to it, and the tracks that she likes will end up on that album. She'll be, yeah, literally. It will be the ones that mum likes the most. And that's the best, always been the best way. And it's because she doesn't understand music production, because the rest of us get so up in our heads about, oh, well, you know, the hi-hat should be 0.5 dB lower there. And, you know, no. Can I dance to it? Is it a bop? Mum's going to know. Yeah. Mum's going to know. She's like the person that he will listen to the most with music, and always has been. And it's been a really good rule of thumb. So yeah, please don't feel that you can't give your point of view across because you're not a music producer. Like, please actively do. Because none of us are listening to the other music producers in here. We're like, shut up, you don't fucking know. Shut up. Like, that's what we're doing internally. But, you know, to your face, we'll just be like, oh yeah, cool. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But really, we're like, shut up. Even if you're right, we won't thank you for it. Well, we might do, but we won't straight away. Because it's not because we hate you or we hate other producers. It's because it's hard to take. You spend a long time making the track. You know, so when someone shits all over it, or even if they're being nice about it, it can still feel like a knife through the heart. But you have to get over that. Once you're over that feeling, then, you know, it's cool, it's fine. But it's a very vulnerable place. So, yeah, I always like to listen to people who are non-music producers for my music. But I also, I do actually like having people who are music producers listen to it as well. Because I'm still active in that learning and growing stage of my music career. So I still do find a lot of value in listening to others. But I didn't used to. I used to hate it. Hi, Ross. Hello, my darling. How you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah, I don't know why you're not getting that sign. The only thing that I can think possibly, Michael, is the vocal will be an issue, maybe. If it comes up with something on Shazam when you play it, that'll be why as well. Because a lot of labels will listen to the track and then use Shazam on it. And if it comes up with the original, then they'll definitely won't. Because it will just get taken down instantly. And also it risks our labels being taken off the distributor that you use. So, for example, I use Labelworks as my distributor, and about a year ago, I had a track that got flagged by a big German record label, and they had the whole thing taken down, and I wasn't allowed to take any of the money from my earnings from my record label in case I got sued. Well, I wasn't going to be sued. My artist would have been sued. But that's why it's really important that you... my artist would have been sued, and my label could have been rejected from my distributor. And then it would have been really difficult to get a new distributor and be on Beatport and Spotify and all of those places. You got away with that Michael Jackson track. Yeah, probably because they won't come after you if they don't think that it's... That's how it used to be anyway. They never used to come after you. Sometimes you'll get lucky with it, but the net is closing on that kind of thing these days, and using uncleared samples is becoming more and more not a thing because of the way that things can be scanned now. So yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I'd say that's probably why. So either send it out as a free download on Hypedit or something, and do a download gate and get people's email addresses and start having your own database, that kind of thing. You get copyright strikes on your own stuff these days. Yep, that's a thing as well. But yeah, I'd say if you wanted to get it signed, maybe just try a different vocal. I don't know. But it was a good tune. It's a good tune. I can't place it anywhere. I don't think I would have it on my label because it's not a style that would fit on my label. You could get AI to sing it, and then you'd only have to pay publishing. So yeah, that would be a way round. Oh, Ross, it's good to have you here, mate. So guys, please go and follow G.W.R. There is his link there. All of his socials in it. So go and give him a follow. Hello, DJ Moans. DJ Moans says, I've been struck 10 times, but always appealed and won. Takes lots of paperwork and headache. What do you mean? You've been struck 10 times. Where? I need some details. Do you mean as a record label? Big hello to DJ Alfonso as well. You mean as a record label, or you were talking as a DJ? Most of my videographer work is copyright rotated by who I work with. An ASCAP. Oh, okay. Okay. Videographer. I don't know anything about videographer stuff, so I just file back to Twitch legal and press the issue. Are you on about DJing, or you're on about your own music? You're on about your own... If you're saying about your own original music that you've made. PGL says... Yeah, we're on about music. We're on this is the demo drop show, so this is about... Yeah. I did wonder. Yeah, so we're on about people's original music that they've made. We're on about samples, uncleared samples, basically, in tracks that you've made. PGL says, what's it mean when labels say they love the track, but it's not for them? It just basically means that. It means they're being polite and saying it's a good tune. And it means that they can't see it being on their label. So it just means that's not for you, and that's okay. You're actually really lucky that you got a message back from a record label, because usually record labels don't even bother. So the fact that you got a reply shows that actually they were being genuine in what they were saying. So just keep on doing your thing. You've got it. Honestly, you've just got to get used to being knocked back. You have to get used to rejection. It's really important. Really, really important. If you've got bad mental health and you get rejected, it's going to send you into a spiral. It's going to make you spiral. So it's really important that you get really desensitized to rejection. Anyone that you've ever liked as a producer, someone who's like up there now, they've been doing it for a while. If you know their backstory, I'd say most of them will have had a lot of rejection and they just kept going, because you could have a really good idea, but the world might not be ready for it yet. So a lot of the style of music that's going off at the moment, this offbeat 90s trance stuff, if this was out 10 years ago, you'd be laughed out the door. The door wouldn't have even been open for you to be laughed out of in the beginning. But now it's all come back round again. So, you know, it could just be that what you're making, people just aren't like ready for it yet. It's not what people are listening to in, you know, those circles of the labels that you're going for. So yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It just means that that's not for you. That room isn't for you. Hi Quentin, how you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're going to send something new in soon. I've not seen you for a while. And also, this is a really good point, actually. I remember Quentin because of Quentin's name. I don't know many Quentins. In fact, I said I don't know any of the Quentins, apart from Quentin, Uncle Quentin, who was in the famous 5 books as a kid. So if you want to be remembered as an artist, get a name like Quentin and you'll be fine. So no more Daves, please. Your name's Dave, I'm sorry. Don't cry. I didn't mean it. I did mean it, but I'll just pretend that I didn't mean it. Oh, did I say that bit out loud? Sorry. You're fine. Shh, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It's all right. You can be called Dave. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool to be called Dave. Dave's a cool name, all right? Don't worry. Okay, next up, we have got Gino Figlionli. I can never say his second name. He's a friend of mine as well. Gino Figlionlini. Get a name like Gino as well, because then you'll be remembered. And this is a track called Turn Me Out. Oh my goodness, Gino! I can't even look at you right now. That was awesome. Wow, loved it. I loved the garage, speed garage, Reese bass, stylistic qualities in there. Obviously love that vocal as well. And yeah, really nice claps as well. I really like those claps. And yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Really cheeky, very you. Like if I had to pick who out of everyone today had sent in that tune without knowing it was yours, I would say that that would be you. So you've definitely got a sound, which is so important. Yeah, I loved it. You guys can please go and follow Gino because he's amazing and he's my friend and he's so cool. Make sure you go and follow him, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for sending it in, mate. I love you. Yeah, Ross, no worries, my darling. Speak to you soon. Okay, now we've got Silent Letter, and this is Legend in My Own Mind.
How he do that? Do that?
Who's that?
Damn.
Who's that? Who's that?
Damn.
Who's that? Who's that?
Damn.
Who's that?
Damn. 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 Damn.
When I come to the scene,
how he do that? Damn. How he do that? How he do that? How he how he do that? Will you shut up? No one's saying that.
Wow, there we go. That is Silent Letter and Legend in My Own Mind. Really cool little bop that. I liked it. Very, very bottom endy. I think someone said, yeah, I daren't turn the system on. I don't turn the system on, but I feel the low end on this might break a window. So this is something that'd be quite good to remember, because if you did put that tune on at high volumes, there would be a problem with the bottom end of it, I believe, because it was very, very, very bassy. There was some use of the high end frequencies, mid to highs, but it was very bass heavy. It could be a stylistic decision. So it could have been something that you wanted to do. And also it can be a product of working in headphones as well, or working on systems with monitors which only go down to certain frequency, like hertz. So yeah, it's something that you would want to be aware of. Again, though, it's just a learning curve. So, and I liked the sound of it. I think it sounded really, really cool. There was a lot of mid-side stuff going on as well. It's very wide. But yeah, I think if you wanted it to translate over multiple systems, because this is the thing, right? When you're making music, there's different aspects to it. If you're just making a track because you just like making music, then that's it, job done. But if you're making music and then you've got to think about how it sounds on the internet, how it sounds in a car, how it sounds in a club, how it sounds on Spotify, there are many, many different ways, different like platforms these days, and the tracks need to kind of work as well as they can over all of them, or if not, different mix downs and for different platforms, so it can get very, very confusing very quickly. I don't have any advice for bass, says the real Nick Rowland, and setting their appropriate levels. We are mortal enemies, yes. Again, it's a learning curve. And a really important one. But it sounded really nice. I have a sub in here and I thought it sounded really, really cool. But I would be worried about playing that on a big system. So, but yeah, as a track on its own, I just thought it was really cool, really groovy, really different sounding. And if you've had fun making it, then that's literally all that matters. In fact, that's something that we need to do more of. And that is make stuff for the sake of making it. Make music, make art, finger paint, do stuff. Just literally pressing chords on your piano or your MIDI keyboard with a lovely preset on there, just to listen to it. Just to listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Just to listen to the sounds without needing anything from it, without any reason other than play, other than just pure joy of creating something, making noise, getting messy, doing it for no other reason. Who's Linda? It's a meme. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. If you've not seen it, you need to go and see it. I crochet when I need a day off from tunes. Nice. Hi, Big Jointer. Hi, Joe. Yeah, that's what I would say is, and it's I'm not just saying it to you lot like I know better. I'm saying it to me. Whenever I say anything to you lot, I'm saying it to myself as well. I really think that it's something that I personally am going to do more of, which is play more every single day, except for recently because I'm aware of it now. But every single day I have been what's the next thing? I've not been able to be proud of the things I've achieved. Like I've done them, posted about it, and then I'm like, I need the next thing, and that's not healthy. It's not a good place to be in. So what I'm going to do now to counteract that is just do stuff offline, do stuff not for content, just do stuff, just do musical stuff, maybe make a cake, I don't know, anything creative, but just do it without it needing to be for anyone else other than just to do it. Yeah, it's really I think for our mental health as artists, I think that's a really important thing to do, because there's a lot to be learned in that. You know, as kids, that's what we would do. We would just make stuff, and that's where you have the most fun as well. And what is it that Einstein said? Creativity is intelligence having fun, and it's really important. Nick says, oddly, I actively avoid doing stuff for short-term fun because I know I'll go into focus mode for the next few hours and be productive, and I have other stuff to do. So in order to get out of that, you need to do something that you don't have that much history with. So what you're doing there is you're probably doing music stuff. So if that's the case, then maybe try some painting or crochet or dancing or anything. It could be, as long as it's something creative, like makeup's another one. You know, doing something in order to just be start somewhere and end somewhere, and just do it for the sake of doing. That's what I'm going to be doing more of, and I think that you guys should do more of that as well. Or as Richie says, yeah, you could do that. So, yeah, it's. I think it is going to make me a better person, and it will make me a better artist. So it does still have, I still have that thing, right? I'm still kidding myself that, yeah, I'm just going to do it for no reason. But it will naturally play out into me as an artist in the long run. And that makes it more plausible that I will actually do it. So I think that that's okay. But I think sometimes you have to just be off screen or not do it for the sake of, oh, I'm going to use this in a track or whatever. Because just having that mindset, I think, will be helpful. But yeah, thank you guys. That's our show.